right, we are back. We're gonna do one more little scope. Actually, I'm gonna jump probably right into showing you guys what is hopefully gonna be Sloan eating, right? So we're gonna show you a couple of little things. Dogs are creatures of pattern. They learn, they observe, they see the stuff that you think they don't see, right? So right now, after our walk, we have Sloan just hanging out in the main reception room. It's Soko's time to eat. So what I'm gonna do for Soko is I'm gonna invite him over. Show you this. Soko, come here. So he's gonna come on in. I'm gonna close. Come on. I'm gonna close this for the other guys. All right. It's over. What's up, bud? Got that tail wagging. And I'm just gonna do some simple 101 giving him direction. Sit. This is also what we did with the Soko. Sit. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me. This is one of the things that we did before we introduced him to the treadmill. Was we had him hanging out around the treadmill with other dogs on it because he starts to see how they behave, and it's like, oh wow, they do that. So I personally believe that it makes it a little bit easier when they're used to doing that. So all I'm gonna do now is I got my dog's food. I'm gonna go ahead. Soko, good boy. Sit. Good. Soko, place. He's never been on this as a placemat. Yes, good boy. And I'm gonna do something just as simple as that, which is I told you to do something. Nope, down. She or he's interested. Down. Good job. He's interested, but he's gotta wait. So maybe when it's his turn and I go downstairs and I say, hey, I saw that you were a little bit hungry, you were kind of interested. Here's how you can eat your food is gonna be downstairs. But just because this guy is eating his, you gotta mind your business in the meantime. But you can see the nose is intrigued. That's a very good sign. That's what we want. So we're gonna do a couple things. When my dog is done eating his food, we're actually gonna head right downstairs. And before we jump to the crate feeding, which is a bit more of a challenge because this is such an extreme case of fear, nervousness, we're gonna do what he's done before that had him successfully eating food, which is just utilizing one of the downstairs placemats, placing him, yesing him. He might not eat the first couple of times, placing him, yesing him. Try to get him into a rhythm of eating food and getting a taste. Usually once the dogs get a taste, they go, you know what? I can eat. Yeah, I can eat. What do you want me to do? And if that's looking really, really good, then what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into the crate and do the same concept where that might be the end of his meal. Who knows? And he might go, I like the place better. And I like doing the place thing better. If that's the case, then we end it. You don't eat anymore. And then eventually we'll come back and we'll have you doing crate only. And eventually the dog goes, oh, so this is the same thing just for going in and out of the crate. Cool. And then we'll start to shape everything up. So it's just a little inside look at some of the ways that we kind of transition into things and how it's not always like smooth. You know what I mean? Like when you see YouTube videos, there's no lie about it. It's just you can't have in a 5-week board and train, you can't have a 5-hour video that people are going to be interested in watching. So you got to show a little bit before, during, and after, but you can't show it all. The cool thing about these periscopes is you're not only seeing the stuff before we work 100% through, you're also seeing some of the stuff where it might not be the smoothest. It may work, it may not, and we're showing you what a normal board and train looks like, which that's part of the process, right? That's all the opportunity. So my guy's almost done. I only see one person harding. That's ridiculous. I know you guys are working, but come on, really? So he's done. I'm gonna go ahead, Soko. I'm gonna call him. He's gonna hang out. I'm gonna bring him right back in the room. Good job, bud. Go ahead. Good. He's doing that. I am going to grab Sloan's food. We're gonna grab Sloan. Come on, bud. Head right downstairs. Got a couple of the guys here. Got Andrew here. This might be used for a YouTube video. I'm gonna keep his meal here. And we're gonna see if he's interested. Andrew, could you do me a favor real quick? Grab the the tripod for the cell phone so I can put this down. And we'll see. You guys might see it. It might look awesome. You might see very similar to what we did with him, where he might not be eating, then all of a sudden the magic happens. Who knows? But this is what we're gonna jump right into real quick. I'm just gonna go back and forth here, so I don't know if you want to set it up on that. So, something that's really, really important, or as Tyler Mito would say, important. I'm not going to try to offer the dog food now. There's nothing that the dog did, and when you have a nervous dog, and this is not every dog, there's some situations where I might, but for this specific case and situation, I want him to do something that I like, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, let's go. Good job, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sit him. I know that he knows place. He's most comfortable doing this. Slow in place. Yes, good job, buddy. So good. No interest, a little bit of a tail wag, no big deal. I'm going to give this a little bit of a shot. And the thing is, if he won't eat for something that he's comfortable with and he's been somewhat successful, then it's all good. I'm not going to jump to the crate because the crate is going to be too much, right? So I want to make sure this is really, really smooth. So by the time that I jump to something more challenging, it's actually, there's a better shot at him being successful and understanding what I want, right? So you have to do this progressively. Please. Good job. So good. Yes. Really good. Did you eat that? You almost had it. Oh, and there's a lot of curiosity. The tail's wagging a bit. I'm very mindful that when I do this, so that he doesn't come and attack me because he is possessive. Try to pick this bad boy up over here. Come here, bud. Sit. Slow. Place. Yes. Good job, bud. So good. Oh, I got you a little nervous there. Here, come here. Yes. Try again. And this is the stuff that you won't see in the YouTube video because who wants to see this, right? Place. Good job. Yes. So good. Now the reason that I'm yesing him, versus like trying to bring food to him is because my spatial pressure and going toward the dog, he's already a nervous dog, it's going to make him more nervous. So he's got to want the food. I'm always going to give him the opportunity. If he doesn't want it, that's his choice. But this is how you're going to eat, right? I'm not going to put you in a position where you can be possessive. I'm going to be the one that shows you that food comes from me, so it benefits you to pay attention. Nice. Yes. Good job. Try to change my position a little bit. Really, really, oh, so good, almost. Almost there.
He's not good. I think last time he ate on good.
He's been eating on yes with me.
Yeah, that's what started off. We're going to go for it too.
Place. Really? Good job. I'll do it in a sec. Yes. Good job, buddy. Slow in place. Good job. And then what I might try is I might do something like this. See if he wants it. You can see even there, away from me, there's no desire to eat. Let's go. I'm not going to YES him for that because I don't want him getting confused, possibly or potentially, with thinking that for him doing that, that's why he got the food. Slow in place. Good job. Yes, so good. So good. So good. Good job. And that was our first bite, ladies and gents. He looks like he ate 1 or 2 kibbles and spit one out. Yeah, you can have it. So good.
Is that good?
No. It was on YES. Yes. So he's taking it. Oh, there you go. He's eating a couple, he spit some out. Yes. Very nice. And I'm not too specific or particular about how he's eating from me, even though I said yes and like He kind of came and backed up the fact that he's eating. I'm getting him right here. I don't care about the position necessarily right now. I just want him accepting food. Now that we got him into a nice rhythm, I want to, or we should be able to get him into a nice rhythm. I want to get this going a little bit more, and I don't want to really change things up. Because if I change things up, I might shut him down. So I want to get this going good. And then maybe jump into that, and it might be the end of the session, or he might go, oh, cool, I can do the same thing and eat this way, and then we'll start to shape stuff up really, really nicely. All right? Place. Yes, so good, so good. Now I'm starting to move my hand away slightly because on yes, I want the dog comfortably taking food from me. So he can start to walk toward it confidently rather than me coming up to a nervous dog. No, I want you to come out your shell. Come reach for it. Come take it. See, if he moves his body around, that's okay. That's all right. Let him kind of eat that. I'm going to hold the rest of this and we'll do it again. Good job. So good. Sit. Yes, so good. And the SIT is a little bit easier for him. That's one of the first things that we taught. So because of that, that's the only thing that I kind of changed up with him. Place. Really nice, buddy. Yes. So good. So good. You see, so based off of the display that I'm getting, I'm not even going to jump into the crate because it doesn't make much sense. This is what he's showing me. Let me get this better. Let me get this really, really good. And I want you, like every time we do this, you're eating food without hesitation. When I get that, then we'll jump to the crate, right? Unless I start to see something really smooth here, place. I have to be able to adjust my game. Even though the concept is the same, the dog is letting me know what they're ready for and what they're not ready for, right? So, yes. And this is the thing, the dog's gotta want it, right? The dog's really, there you go, good job. If he doesn't want it, then I'm kind of limited to what he wants, right? So if he's hungry and he's not eating anywhere else and he's like, hey, I'm ready to work, I want to get this paycheck, I could use the money, then we start to show him the benefit of working. Not just for the money, right? That's the end goal later on, right? I hope, are these guys harding? I will end this scope.
You got one person right.
They just started. Now they just started, right? You guys are sneaky as oh man.
It was going for a little while.
It's going for a little. It's ridiculous. What I gotta do to keep you guys harding?
There you go.
What I gotta do? Every time I gotta micromanage you. That's what we have to do. Unbelievable. Sloan, what do you think about that? I don't know. Sloan, place.
I don't know. Flowing.
Free information, and they can't heart. Unreal. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it like Kanye West. Like, what happened? He quit Periscope. Oh yeah, they just weren't harding him. You know, he lost it. He broke his phone. Yes. Good job. There's a couple things to kind of notice.
You have 10% battery life.
I don't know how it feels. Yeah, we have 10% battery life, so we'll get through this. But like for me, it was almost like a relief, like a weight was kind of lifted off my shoulders and him. You can see like the vibe kind of change a little bit. And now things are looking pretty good. He's eating. When he's done, my hand's gonna be here. Yeah, there you go. You can see he's getting a little bit more brave. We're kind of coming out. This is what I want to see. Small place. No leash pressure, no nothing, on his own. Really nice, buddy. So good. So good. Yes. On his own, no leash pressure to YES him. That's starting to look good. Really good, Sloan. We might try and dabble. I want to get a little bit more food in him, and then we might try and dabble with the crate here in a second, just to see where it goes. It might be smooth. It might not be where it needs to be. You have to be careful when you're trying something new, though, that if a dog opts out of doing it, that you don't jump right into doing the only thing that he does. Like, you can do that for a little bit if you felt like you jumped too soon, but you can't turn into the person that goes, oh, he only eats this way. Because if you only do that, then the dog will never be comfortable. You'll never be able to expand their comfort zone. right? Still in place. So you do have to switch it up. At this stage, I'm kind of in between, so I'm gonna try and experiment just to see how it goes. But some people in this stage might want to continue doing this until this looks better. Then when you jump to the crate and the dog opts out, you don't have to question, okay, was this too much too soon, or does the dog understand the concept? Because the dog's already been doing it with flying colors. That way, if the dog opts out, they just didn't want to do it that way, and it's like, all right, well, tough. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get you to a point where you're gonna learn, now this is how you eat. You know what I mean? So we're taking the marker concept, which is the same, and we're applying it to something different. So it's the same, but it's different. So that's how we worked for the food before. So you know what? Let's jump right into that real quick. Andrew, you want to?
We only have 10% battery left. But
Yeah, I know. We'll see how it goes. Good job. And he just ate on the good. That's really, really good. Good. I'm gonna over time purposely change how I good and walk into him. Sometimes it might be more pressure. Sometimes it's good, and then it's kind of side pressure to be less challenging. Sometimes I'm going to good him and my body's going to step in more and I'm going to say, good, I'm going to walk in here and then feed. That was tough for him. That would have been a bite or a lunge before. Set that camera up. And we'll try to do this quick. Keep hearting. This is something that's important too. I'm having him set up the camera now so that everything is like stationary when I move in. We got a nervous dog. I don't want to go in there, try, then have the camera, then have somebody moving, then set this up. All things that you have to kind of keep in mind, right? Grab that phone for me. And let's jump into this before that battery dies, right? Alright, so now what we're going to do, just going to bring him right in here. I'm going to say crate. He's going to go in. So, yes. And right now, all I want him doing beautiful is eating. Can they see me on there? Yeah. Is eating. If he's eating here, I might just have it be this. Eventually, I'm going to start calling him out, and I'm going to have him, we'll try and speed it up, come into an SIT. Good, and then I will feed him. So coming out of the crate is always going to shape into this. The fact that he accepted food, I might just speed up the process now. I'll wait till he finishes chewing. Slow and crate. Really nice, bud. Really nice. Let's go. Good job. Really nice. Good. That was a lot of pressure the way my hand went in. All right, I'll do one of those. Good. Do one of those. Yes. Good job. Back away a little bit. Really nice, bud. Really, really nice. Proud of you. Good. Slow. Quick. Good job. Close this. Now we're starting to up the challenge a little bit. Let's go, son. Nervous at the door. Come on. A little bit of an SIT. I can step in without the dog running. You see that? That makes that dog nervous. You have to be mindful of your spatial pressure. A lot of people are not mindful of their pressure. Dog's not going to get food for that. Great. Try it again. Let's go. Sit. Really, really nice. I stepped in a little. Yes. So good. So good. What I will transfer this to is coming out of the crate, sitting, collar goes on, maybe you get food or maybe we go for a walk. Coming out, sitting, coming here, sitting, collar comes off, going in. So we start getting a dog that eventually comes out. What are we doing? We start getting really, really nice. I can interrupt there without freak. That's awesome. Very nice. Crate. And then we're going to end it on here. Yes. Good job. Good job. And this is my 100%. I can certainly push for a lot more, and I will eventually, but this is all that I want. I'm done. Super, super successful. Eventually, I'll pressure the dog while I'll start petting. I'll call the dog off or recall. I'll start stepping in with spatial pressure, teach the out. But that comes later. I don't need to pressure the dog now. That's the beauty of having an extended period to work with a dog. You don't pressure them so soon within a 1 hour session. This dog's with us for 5 weeks, and the reality is 5 weeks is not that much if you're trying to do things right and slow it down. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna grab that phone. Can you grab that for me? Scope is done. I'm gonna maybe ask 1 or 2 questions, as many as I can until the phone battery dies. Thank you. I'm gonna let him eat. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I know, let me swap over. I know some of you guys were asking about that, so I wanted to show you just a little bit of the process. And of course, toward the end of the program, you're going to see a totally different dog. And the ones that get to watch the scope, aside from just the Facebook videos and the Instagram, are going to know how, and they're going to know why, right? So that's pretty much how it works. You can still send your dog. It's not too late. But this is just the process. Eventually, we really start challenging the dogs, and we do a lot of stuff. But we have to teach them the ABCs. The ABCs are the letters. And then they go, hey, guess what? I can sing the whole ABC song, right? And then they think they're a genius. And it's like, well, that's cool, but I bet you didn't know that with those ABCs you can make words. Then we teach them the words. And then they go, oh man, check it out, I know these words. And it's like, all right, well, that's cool, but I bet you didn't know that those words can make sentences. And the dog's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And it's like, check it out, look at these sentences. And I'm like, that's awesome. I bet you didn't know that those sentences could actually make poetry or can write a novel. So that's how we progress throughout the program, through teaching them the tools, through teaching them the markers, through teaching them different languages with a leash, with remote collar, with spatial pressure. And that's basically where we are. Maybe Lisa, but who knows? Maybe you can board and train. Yeah. Well, there's always a lot to learn. Even with my dog, you're good if you want to kind of come on by. So now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to have you show this really quickly. Just get this here. Now what I'm going to do is I practice a couple things. My pressure on my leash is here, going down.
But switch it so.
Yeah, you can switch.
All right.
I'm coming here because I'm taking away food. Is a very, very, not only fear aggressive, super, super possessive resource guarder over anything, right? When this comes here, I'm not going to spatial pressure the dog. I'm actually going to bring him back this way, take the dog's place, SIT him. He has to pay attention to me in order to get in, get his water, and this is how we're going to work him. He does have a bark collar that's helping, even though he's no longer whining or really barking. It's just something that he kind of needs when we're walking by and he wants to maybe growl or bark. He can feel that touch in a way that's not confrontational and not dangerous, and we always start on a low level and build him up, right? So I might do a scope on just bark collars and my thoughts on those and the different types. I think I might have done one in the past. Well, I've definitely spoken on it, but I don't know if it was a topic exclusively on that. So this is a big deal right here. We've gone from me not being able to touch the dog at all to now me actually being able to really stay here in this position and challenge him in a way that you can tell still makes him nervous, but he's accepting. So I gotta be very soft so he can know, okay, when I'm accepting, nothing bad happens. This guy hasn't steered me wrong. And when I try to snap at him, he has corrected me, but he avoids corrections if we just do a lot of this fun stuff. So here, this comes off. I have to be softer here. Good job. That made him nervous. I had to watch my hands. I'm not going to let him rush in. You see this here. I'm also not going to step into him. Sit. He's got to learn to pay attention to me. Very nice. Great.